Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done it already, please click the subscribe button. Follow me on social media at Alpha Campus Boxing on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Also follow me on Twitter. We'll be streaming the ESBC game when it comes out. That's the boxing game for those of you guys who don't know. But without further ado, let's get straight into this video. It's Fury versus Joshua, the biggest fight in boxing. Okay, and it's a few compilations, etc. But I'm excited to watch this video. Let's get straight into this.
He said he's the greatest boxer that's ever lived and that will ever live. You don't think he's hyping himself a little bit too much?
You've got to have self-belief as a top athlete.
The greatest ever?
A collision course and a rivalry that's gained momentum.
Shout out David Haye as well, yeah. David Haye is a salesman. He's a good salesman. I say that for free because he can sell a fence to my next door neighbor. He can sell a front door to to me, okay, and I'll buy it off him. Okay, that's the length of David Haye. He can sell ice to an Eskimo. That's David Haye. Big up David
Momentum
Haye.
For the best part of a decade.
Big stiff idiot.
And while some of boxing's biggest showdowns are inevitable, this one gave us every reason to believe otherwise.
The chickens, they don't want to fight. He didn't want to fight Wilder for $80 million. He ain't going to fight me for no amount of money.
Impressively, their last outing saw roll.
I'm gonna have to disagree, okay? Computer says wrong answer, fam. Yeah, you like. Let's get straight to this video. I'm not gonna get, that's political for himself. Yeah, I'm not getting into political stuff, fam. Straight up, fam.
Reversed as the bee floated like a butterfly and the butterfly stung like a bee.
This fight is going to be all over.
Factors that helped build an all-British mega fight into an era-defining opportunity. So with legacy on the line, the spotlight now burns down onto a clash of character, an absorbing narrative,
It's mission impossible, to be honest with you.
and onto two of sport's most prominent
But if
figures.
he sees me, you wouldn't say that to me.
Also, shout out Radio Raheem from earlier. Yeah, don't know what he's doing now. I think I saw him with Dave Chappelle. Radio Raheem's gone clear, fam. Yeah, but big up Radio Raheem. And also big up Michelle J. Phelps as well, yeah. Michelle J. Phelps, yeah, is a legend in this game. Yeah. Both of them are legend in this game. Been doing the road mouth for 10 years plus, yeah. I think it's coming up to 10 years or so. But they've been putting in the yards, especially those three in particular. So that's Michelle, Radio Raheem, and Kugan. Big guys, yeah. And of course, Andy from Boxer Social.
Press the notification bell to see all our latest uploads as we look at Welcome to a Motivedia presentation.
I got one thing. We're going to need
go.
a bigger boat.
Last December, the wheels were in motion for Fury's most dedicated, airtight training camp.
And that's what it is. That's why they're not allowed in the gym and all that. Because I'm not here. I'm not a movie star. I'm fighting for my life here.
And where almost all meet
He's not. I like Fury, yeah. I like Fury. But he is somewhat of a movie star because he's appeared on Jonathan Von Ross show. He's got a book. He's got a #1 album with Robbie Williams. He's got a Christmas song with Robbie Williams, shall we say? Moreover, he's appeared on WWE as well. He's not a movie star, guys. He's not a movie star.
media distractions had been cut, one surprising offer seemed to slip through the cracks.
If you need me for sparring, I'll go out to America and spar Tyson Fury and get him ready for this Wilder fight.
Joshua's nothing like Wilder, but I'd like to bring him over and give him a good hiding anyway. But, you know, they're not going to come, let's face it, they're not going to come over and get beat up in sparring.
Despite the hype, nothing materialized. Though what we did see was a new wave of curiosity.
Bro, you know what it is, yeah? This is what I don't like about fighters, yeah? And something that I really, really despise about fighters. If a fighter offers you anything, right? You can't turn around and say, yeah, I just don't think he'll come. Yeah, like, you can't say that from. You're supposed to say, yes, I'm going to take up his offer. I'm going to let him know. And I'm going to, like, follow him up on that, yeah? And then I'm going to like, I don't know, the report comes back to you like a couple of weeks or a couple of months later. Oh, by the way, did you get around to with the AJ fight? Yeah, I followed him up. Yeah, like they weren't serious. You know what I mean? They're like, it's instead of saying it from the get go, that's what I would have done. But maybe, you know, like a poor man can never tell a rich man what to do or how to spend his money. So
Curiosity and speculation regarding a potential mega fight.
Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua.
It's just too big of a fight, guys. Not
the biggest fight of all time.
unbelievable, brilliant, Cassius Styles.
The winner would be the undisputed champion by any measure.
However, it certainly wouldn't have been the first meeting between the two inside the ropes.
Tyson Fury come down, and then my coach said, "Oh, this is the guy in the paper. I'm saying if he can get knocked out, then he gets a Rolex watch." So,
looking back almost a decade ago to when the first seeds were planted, Britain's heavyweight landscape was almost unrecognizable to that of today.
I was getting stuck with my music.
Like, with AJ, I'm not even going to lie, like, he was looking for Tyson Fury from the get-go, offering him sparring and everything, so I'm glad that he's at least, like, showing, or you got a track record from him in the past, expressing interest in that fight. But big up, is this a David Haye promo, fam? What's going on?
Top tier.
Big up David Haye.
Oh, he's got it going with a left hook. What a finish here. Hey!
The last time an undisputed champion went up to heavyweight, what did he do? He won the title, Evander Holyfield. I'm bigger than Evander Holyfield. Really? Yeah, I am.
And with Chisora also on the fringes, it was instead the rangy and heavy-handed David Price that stood alongside Fury as Britain's hottest heavyweight prospect.
That's unbelievable. He's done. He's counted out. What on earth does David
Price? Big up Pricey. Big up Pricey. Yeah? The guy is a monster, fam, yeah? Big him up.
To any kind of boxing training, but he was moving quickly, securing a national title which earned him a place on the GB team.
I think Joshua's maybe got the bigger bombs here.
Joshua!
However, whilst his actions under the bright lights were earning him invaluable experience, it was his actions behind the scenes that began sending out the real warning signals.
I sparred with the ABA champion.
Oh, Joshua?
Yeah, he's red hot him. He's very good.
I think so.
He came out at me for 3 rounds, and he gave me a beating.
Yep.
I slowed him down a bit, a few good body shots and that.
Yep.
For him to put up a good performance like that against a top prospect in me, I think he's one for the future.
Tyson, 2 Fury!
And then they call him a bum. You can't call someone, like, you gotta call a spade a spade. Like, if somebody's a good opponent, you got to acknowledge their opponent, be humble and say, look, when I was younger, I rated this guy. When I was younger, this guy was the top guy.
And verification as the division's boogeyman by the late and great Emmanuel Stewart.
Tyson Fury has the ability, and I think in my expectations, will be the next superstar dominant heavyweight, much along the lines of Lennox Lewis and Vladimir Klitschko.
What is he doing? He's falling apart at the seams for David Price. He's absolutely knackered, and he's cashed it out.
Though where Price had met his nemesis in Tony Thompson, suffering back-to-back losses,
I'm gonna go home and break my wife's hip.
It was now the arrival of Joshua, the chiseled, squeaky clean gold medalist that would throw a spanner in the works.
boxing's not about being a superstar, though.
Come on.
Just fighting and winning. That's what it's about for me. I just want to win. As long as I get in there, I perform, and I get that win,
Shout out
everyone's going to be happy. I'm going to be happy.
Right now we're on that stay hungry and stay humble.
A man who, pairing with hotshot promoter Eddie Hearn, looked to leapfrog all of Fury's efforts with a slipstream towards a world title.
All the attributes, all the minerals to be a fantastic fighter. Can he go on to win a world title? I believe so. You know, but we've got a huge journey ahead of us.
Whilst there weren't many harsh words early on, the contrast in personalities and appeal told us it would be only a matter of time.
Nobody wants a Mr. Quiet, do they? They want someone who's going to be a big talker. I can talk all day, mate, and never run out of things to say.
Going back to David Price, he was a 2008 Olympian. Going back to Sydney 2000, we had Org Harrison. As they showed promise early on and faded. Let's hope he doesn't fall to the Olympian curse of not going on and succeeding in anything.
As time progressed, the narrative developed.
Britain's newest Olympic champion.
A lot of love for Anthony Joshua here.
Future star of the sport.
AJ's positivity and family-friendly appeal turned him into boxing's new heavyweight hero.
Winning the Olympics was a priceless experience as well, and this is my pro debut. There's only one pro debut, and we ended it in spectacular fashion.
Whilst Fury's antics and unpredictability helped construct the perfect pantomime villain.
I'm the ultimate supreme specimen of a man. Look at the state of this man. That's a fucking belly. Come on, take your shirt off. You're a fat pudding.
I couldn't give a hoot what people think about me, you know. Like we were just talking about there, the true Brit. They don't class me as British anyway. I'm just a big jippo from somewhere. You know, love me or hate me, I'm still going to win anyway.
Every single day.
That one is political. That one is really, really, really political. And if you guys are not from the UK, a lot of people who are not from the UK, or a lot of people in the UK, especially the older generation, back in the day used to believe that those who come from a gypsy background are not British. And they used to, you know, when they used to racially profile people of colour, like black and ethnic minorities, people of colour, they used to throw gypsies as well on the side. And like with regards to that, for those of you guys who are not from the UK as well, like dogs, gypsies, and people of colour, black people of colour, were all seen as one. Like they like, that's how low the back in the day the audience or the common man used to think of people who are from my background or Tyson's background, etc. So I completely understand what he means.
Though whilst their paths didn't look to be crossing anytime soon, both men had their critics. Joshua was considered too big and muscle-bound, whereas Fury was apparently too clumsy and overweight.
They want a dummy fool who can tell what to do, like Anthony Joshua. Ooh. And tell him what to say, and he rehearses it, and then he goes and says it.
Insults that each would use as ammunition towards one another. Fortunately, with their own scintillating styles, they continued to prove people wrong.
Lovely.
Despite the Gypsy King putting on boxing clinics, delivering systematic beatdowns, he slowly fell into the London fighter's shadow. As with his exciting style and polished charm, Joshua drew a far wider audience, one that extended far beyond the boxing purists. That was, of course, until Fury backed up every single word out in Dusseldorf.
You seem like you're enjoying the ride. You seem very, very confident. You know something we don't.
I probably know a lot of things you don't.
Is this his boxing destiny?
What I have is the agility and the speed over you, no matter what you think.
It's a career-defining moment of truth. And he crushes him and just flips him on the chin. Confused, Klitschko turns him right up in. Klitschko holding on. There is a new era in heavyweight boxing.
We all know how the story went,
Impressive.
And where
Impressive.
Fury's biggest victory encouraged his toughest downfall. It gave AJ an opportunity to capitalize.
And how many people are you going to make lose their money?
Don't bet against the house. You never bet against the house. The house always wins.
A 2-year window in which the Brit faced all comers, taking out a handful of top 10 names.
No one wants to come fight me on my own time, not even UK heavyweight. Fury didn't want to fight. So when we compare each other, Tyson Fury ain't shit to me. Yeah, he's a champion, but that don't really mean nothing to me when I'm dealing with Fury.
We often see fighters jumping in too far at the deep end to face an eventual reality check.
The leap up in level.
But Joshua stepped up to the plate each time out, cementing himself as the division's #1.
Retains his world heavyweight title.
Tyson Fury, where you at,
Though, with Fury gone, there was one fight which appealed to the public more than any other. One that drew more criticism and frustration as negotiations continued to fall through.
Who's the real heavyweight champion of the world? Now it's actually a question again. Who is the heavyweight champion of the world?
Bruv, Max Kellerman, yeah, bruv, I love to have an argument with Max Kellerman. I don't usually like to argue with people, but Max Kellerman, there's a lot of things I don't agree, I disagree with you on them. And you know what it is, yeah. There's a lot of people in America that probably disagree with you on many other sports, but I disagree with you on this scenario. Let's roll the tape.
To lie so much about so much stuff is crazy, you know what I mean?
They don't want this fight. If they did, they'd take the fight.
This has turned into a Riddick Bowe and a Lennox Lewis effect. And if so, then you need to go on and throw those belts in the trash can because I am coming.
All you got to do is set the date. Don't wait.
That was, of course, until another remarkable turn of events occurred. An inspirational return to the sport and an opportunity to face one of the most dangerous men the sport has ever produced to reclaim his crown.
Nobody will ever know the deepness and the truth of this journey.
If I can't annihilate this division, this weak, poor division, with no boxers in it at all, then I must be useless myself. I'll never be able to call myself the Gypsy King anymore for losing to a weightlifter and a football player. And the fact that I've chosen you, that I've had 2 fights coming back, and I won this fight, is a statement for the world to see.
In the last 18 months, both men, in different forms, have taken dents to their records. Joshua's came in the form of a loss to Andy Ruiz last June.
What do I do next? Tidy up, brush off the cobwebs and go again.
Whereas Fury's came 6 months after, in the form of a controversial draw against the Bronze Bomber.
But I still believe I won the fight, and I believe every man in here thought I won that fight tonight.
Equally, and most crucially, both men showed the ability to persevere, to sacrifice, and to adapt. As in their latest bouts, the question marks were removed in emphatic style. Though here, the narrative flips on its head, as Joshua's introduction of slick footwork and fluid movement is now overshadowed by Fury's newfound ability to produce explosive power and front-footed aggression.
He goes looking for him, another big right hand, and Wilder's on unsteady legs. He's in desperate trouble.
The switch of styles now turns this showdown into a survival of the fittest and creates what is arguably an even bigger fight than Joshua Wilder in the process. Despite a mutual respect between the two, both men are supremely confident and have no problem reminding us.
AJ can't box. He's a big old wood on top like this here.
He ain't the brains of Britain, Joshua, is he? Yeah, man. Stay humble, yo. You keep it real, man.
I think he's a bit of a clown, to be honest. I find it a bit irritating.
You couldn't pay.
Nah, he's taking the piss. He's taking the piss. He's taking the piss. Fury's taking the piss, bro.
He made £1 million to lose to Anthony Joshua.
I know he's going to look at me and think to himself, boy, if one of these right hands touch me, boy, I'm going to be in pain.
Who comes in this fight ring general?
Ring general?
Yeah, who's the boss?
Me.
Fury not only overcame Wilder, but outclassed and bulldozed him. Whereas Joshua totally nullified an even bigger version of Ruiz, who barely raised an eyebrow all night.
People doubted him, his stamina, his heart, his boxing ability. What a performance, an absolute masterclass.
How AJ will cope with the mind games and the press conferences will be a huge factor.
Flat out called you pussy. That's gotta irritate you at the least.
You gotta know what to expect from these type of characters.
And how Fury will cope against a bigger and stronger opponent.
He seems pissed. Fury, I have to feel for you, bro, because when AJ puts you on, you know what it is. I really like Fury with regards to like what he's done outside of boxing and inside of boxing, his achievements, etc. Beating Deontay Vladimir Klitschko and multiple different people as well on the road to that. Okay, you got your Chisora, etc. I really rate Fury, but AJ's a different gravy, and I think AJ will beat him. I thought Fury will beat Wilder because I don't rate Wilder at all. At all. At least Fury had a lot of good wins on his record. I didn't rate Wilder as a formidable opponent. But AJ's just got that right hand, the power, the speed. He's worked on his head movement as well, his footwork. is peak, fam. He just needs the right game plan and an execution. That's it, fam. Yeah. Remember, this guy is 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. Yeah, of the world. Let's roll the tape, fam.
Opponent will be
You're going to say to me, oh, boo, you're sticking with the matchroom by the book. I just think AJ's style would be all wrong for Tyson Fury.
Though the tactics are what turn this showdown into a true 50-50.
If Joshua doesn't get caught, he can win with that style.
And which version of themselves arrives on the night will make all the difference.
AJ will have to try things to see how they work, and Tyson will have to try things to see how they work. The first round will be important.
The best of enemies, Fury's bravery and willingness to test himself has reopened the floodgates in boxing's premier division. And a 2-fight deal has apparently been agreed as negotiations continue.
There's still obstacles to overcome, but I think we have a deal. I'm confident that we're moving towards the biggest fight in boxing in 2021.
Though, with a legacy on his mind since day one, Joshua's whole career has led to this moment.
The best few, do you know what I mean? So I'm not worried, I'm not scared. I'm looking forward to these challenges because at least I find out who I am as a fighter.
In a sport that features two men competing at their most primal level, it's unavoidable that personal rivalry would become a driving force.
There'll be lots of Anthony Joshua fans that will fancy Joshua, lots of Tyson. It's literally a 50-50.
When Tyson Fury boxes AJ, we're shaking it now with the cameras here, we'll have a friendly 50 Gs. You got it, yeah?
You got it.
You got it. It's on, yeah?
Now, we see the sport's two most influential big game players collide. Giants, both physically and metaphorically.
His journey to greatness starts now.
And where fans are often too quick to draw comparisons between great fighters of the past to those of today.
Tyson Fury, you're going to have to bring everything you got to beat him.
Crowning the winner of a heavyweight unification bout in the coming 12 months might just be the perfect time to do so.
Fury versus Joshua, summer of next year. I hope they can do it sooner.
Fam, I am pumped. I am pumped. Excited. AJ's gonna, bruv. Just get me this fight. Just get me this fight. Inshallah. Yeah, God willing, I can go to that fight. If I could go to that fight and do a match day, not a match day, but a fight day vlog and go like show the show the fight, the undercard of the vlog, and bruv, that would be one of the best moments, fam. Best moments of sort of off the canvas boxing history, bro. Going to an AJ Fury fight, man. That will be. And then Siggy Street Carrot, bruv. With the crowd. AJ walks off, yeah. AJ walks on, yeah. Hopped out the gates to a Bentley. Got me feeling like AJ at Wembley, bruv. Oh my, bruv. Listen, AJ, bruv. I'm excited, yeah, about this fight. Inshallah, this fight happens. God willing, this happens, and if AJ wins, I will not be able to sleep at night for the next 6 months of the year. If it happens in June or July, I'm gonna have to write off 2021. That was the high of my 2021. Like I don't need any more highs for the rest of the year. In fact, if I was homeless that time and I see that AJ wins, I'll be calm. This is how much I want AJ to win, bro. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. Peace, love, and prosperity. I'm gonna catch you guys in a bit. Peace.